till he knows. Too many people have died. Oh, the answer, my friend, is blowing in the wind. The answer is blowing. Oh, the answer is blowing. The answer is blowing in the wind. I'm Jen I'm Sharleen Leahy. God bless.
Let's give Sharleen and Linda another hand. Wasn't that great music? I'm Reverend Bob Moore. I'm Executive Director of the Coalition for Peace Action, and I want to welcome you to this rally. I want to make one thing totally clear right up front. This was a team effort, and I want to let you know who some of the team leaders were. The indivisible Princeton is here. Linda is here. They did a fabulous job of doing so much of the detail work, of inviting all of you through Mobilize. Fantastic job, and Indivisible is a key player all across this country in these No Kings #2 rallies. So let's give Linda a great hand. And then another key leader, Dozier Hammond. Are you around, Dozier? You're in the crowd here somewhere. He is one of the leaders of Princeton Community Democratic Organization, and he did a lot of the gut work here, getting your chairs set up, all kinds of stuff. So this fits in with part of my mantra, which is peace and justice are a team effort. Can you say that with me? Peace and justice are a team effort. And then I want to just give a few quick announcements before I invite Mayor Freda to give us a welcome on behalf of Princeton. First of all, you were sent this through Mobilize in advance, those of you who registered, but every participant here needs to be committed to nonviolence and lawful conduct. Weapons of any kind are prohibited. Secondly, do not engage with hecklers or agitators. Walk away and alert a peacekeeper. Now, those are around the crowd here with the blue vests on. Like here's somebody up here with a blue vest. Walk away and alert a peacekeeper if needed. A common tactic of counter-protesters is to try to provoke people into responding. There is nothing they want more than a confrontation they can film. So just ignore them. So with that, I'm going to ask Princeton Mayor Mark Freda to come to the microphone and give us a welcome.
Hey, welcome back, or welcome for the first time, but thanks for being here. As we stand in the shadow of the Washington Monument, as we near the 249th anniversary of the battles of Princeton and the battles of Trenton in the Revolutionary War, as we near the 250th anniversary of our country, let me remind you of the scorecard for New Jersey. New Jersey 1, Kings 0. No kings in America. No kings in America. There we go. There we go. Thank you. I assume most of us here today are thinking alike. I assume. We value the rights awarded to all the people here in this country. We do not support a wannabe king and his allies chipping away at our rights day after day. We value American democracy over a Trump monarchy. No kings in America. No kings in America. I assume we all know there's an election coming up in 17 days. The choice for governor in New Jersey is between a supporter of a wannabe king and a supporter of the Constitution of this country. It is a clear and obvious and easy choice. And I say that not because I'm a Democrat. I say it because I am an American. All of us that are registered to vote, there is no excuse, there is no reason why you do not vote. You must vote. Every day between now and Election Day, you should be focused on one thing. Get your family, your neighbors, your friends, strangers, I don't care who they are, remind them they have to vote. Every vote counts. Every vote is important. If we want no kings in America, we must vote. We must vote. No kings in America. Thank you for being here.
Are you sure that guy isn't a preacher? He sounded pretty good to me. All right, so I'm going to make a few brief remarks. And it's really what's on my mind a lot these days. It's what's going on in Chicago and in Portland and in various places around the country. Donald Trump is sending American soldiers into American cities to conduct what he calls training missions of violent repression of American citizens who are peacefully expressing their opposition to his cruel and corrupt practices. Now, those soldiers are trained in the way of wars. They're trained to go out to the battlefield. That's who Donald Trump wants us to be afraid of. That's the tool that he wants to use to take over this country as a dictatorship. And we must not let them happen. Trump wants these troops to act like Rambo, hurting and doing violence against people indiscriminately. And they are doing that against citizens who are doing one thing that is guaranteed in the First Amendment of our Constitution: their right to assemble and their right to speak. We are in favor of that First Amendment. Donald Trump is against it. This is straight out of the dictatorship playbook, and I don't think it's just something that might happen in the future. It's happening before our eyes, sisters and brothers, and we must stand up like the people of Illinois are standing up. I'm so proud of what they're doing. I'm so proud of the governor of Illinois. I'm so proud of the mayor of Chicago. This is what Democratic leaders should be doing, standing up for the people. And you know what Trump wants? He wants us to cower and to back away. To say we're afraid, we don't want to confront you, we don't want to have a conflict here, even a peaceful conflict. That's what he wants. But you know what I say to that? What the people of Illinois are saying to that is we're not going to step back, we're going to stand up to you. Now, there's some terrific scholars in our town, as you all know, and one of them just sent me this report that I want to close with. It's a report that was made by a group called Steady State, a network of more than 340 former officers of national security agencies. So these were people at the top of who protect our country. And their report is called Accelerating Authoritarian Dynamics, Assessment of Democratic Decline. That's shameful, what's happening in this country. To conduct the assessment, the authors applied the same analytic methods used by U.S. intelligence agencies to assess the fragility of democracies abroad, but turned them inward on what the group called a, quote, first of its kind analysis of domestic democratic decline. Here is a quote from the people as they released the report just this past Thursday. And by the way, if you're intrigued about this report, you can find it on our website. It'll be there on Monday, peacecoalition.org. It's a 29-page report. It goes into great detail. But here is the top line. This is the authors of this report. We wrote this report because the same tools we once used to assess foreign risks now show unmistakable warning signs at home, the group said in a statement upon its release. Absent, and I'm continuing the quote now, absent organized resistance by institutions, civil society, that's us folks, and the public, the United States is likely to continue along a path of accelerating democratic erosion, risking further consolidation of executive dominance and loss of credibility as a model of democracy abroad. That's the way dictators behave, that's the way kings behave, and we say, no kings in America! Thank you, and I'd like to now call on my colleague, Reverend Karen Hernandez-Granzen of the, why am I blinking on the name? Westminster Presbyterian Church in Trenton, the Reverend Karen Hernandez-Granzen. Please welcome Karen.
Assalamu alaikum. Shalom. Pyongwa. Pe. Bas. Peace. Can you hear me now? I heard you very well, so thank you for repeating what I was saying. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm able to say peace in 6 languages, and you did that too. We have gathered today in the peaceful, nonviolent protest tradition of Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, César Chávez, and Dolores Huerta. Nos hemos reunido hoy en la tradición de protestas pacíficas y no violentas de Mahatma Gandhi, Martin Luther King, César Chávez, and Dolores Huerta. Please repeat after me. The people united will never be defeated.
The people united will never be defeated.
Los que hablan español, por favor, repiten. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
El pueblo unido jamás será vencido.
Gracias. To help us continue to lay the foundation for our peaceful, nonviolent protests, I've reached out to Rob Field, the director of the Center for Spiritual Wisdom, to share his relevant thoughts for our times. Para ayudarnos a continuar sentando las bases de nuestra protesta pacífica y no violenta, me he comunicado con Rob Field, el director del Centro de Sabiduría Especial, para compartir sus pensamientos relevantes para nuestros tiempos. Ever since Moses challenged the Pharaoh to let my people go, public protest has been recognized as a valuable spiritual practice by all the world's religions. Desde que Moisés desafió el faraón diciendo, deja ir a mi pueblo, la protesta pública ha sido reconocida como una valiosa práctica espiritual por todas las religiones del mundo. Today, protests are growing quickly in the United States as citizens use their constitutional rights of free assembly. Shout for me, presente. And free speech to challenge injustice, calling on those in power to change their policies. Hoy las protestas están creciendo rápidamente en los Estados Unidos, ya que los ciudadanos saben sus derechos constitucionales de reunión y libertad de expresión para confrontar la injusticia, instando a quienes están en el poder y a cambiar sus pólizas. Public protest is a legitimate and much needed practice. Our country was founded in protest against the outreach of kings. The Boston Tea Party and the Revolutionary War were carried out with this idea firmly in mind, followed by the writing of the Declaration of Independence. La protesta pública es una práctica legítima y muy necesaria. Nuestro país fue fundado en protesta contra el exceso de poder de los reyes. El motín de té de Boston y la guerra de independencia se llevaron a acabar con esa idea firmemente, seguida de la redacción de la Declaración de la Independencia. During these events, spirituality was apparent in our founders' claim that God is the author of freedom, and everyone should have freedom, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Amén. Durante estos eventos, la espiritualidad fue evidente en la afirmación de nuestros fundadores de que Dios es el autor de la libertad y desea que todos disfruten de la vida, la libertad y la búsqueda de la felicidad. Many of the constitutional rights we now enjoy were the result of protest. Without it, slavery might never have been abolished. Women might never have received the right to vote, and many more minority groups might still be struggling for equal protection under the law. Muchos de los derechos constitucionales que ahora disfrutamos fueron el resultado de la protesta. Sin ella, la esclavitud pudiera nunca haber sido abolida. Las mujeres pudieran nunca haber obtenido el derecho al voto y mucho más grupos minoritarios pudieran seguir luchando por la igualdad de protección de la ley. Así es. Resistencia. Prayers, sermons, and peaceful demonstrations have been the prelude to much needed change in our country. Las oraciones, los sermones y las manifestaciones pacíficas han sido el preludio de cambios muy necesarios en nuestro país. So I will end with a brief prayer by Martin Luther King. Así terminaré con una breve oración de Martin Luther King. Oh God, make us willing to do your will, come what may. Oh Dios, haznos estar dispuestos y dispuestas a hacer tu voluntad, pase lo que pase. Increase the number of persons of goodwill and moral sensibility. Aumenta el número de personas de buena voluntad y sensibilidad moral. Give us renewed confidence in nonviolence and the way of love. Dadnos renovado confianza en la no violencia y en el camino del amor. Amen? Amen? Amen?
For our next speaker, I'd like to introduce him. Dviovek is the Executive Director of the Climate Revolution Action Network, a Gen Z-led movement with thousands of members across New Jersey organizing for climate justice, economic equity, and political accountability. Under Ben's leadership, that organization has become a statewide force, driving policy campaigns, mobilizing communities, and building one of the most engaged youth audiences in the region through digital strategy and on-the-ground organizing. Ben.
Are you fired up? Because neutrality in the face of tyranny is complicity. My family did not survive the Armenian genocide or break their backs in North Jersey for me to sit down when our democracy and planet burn. We are gathered here in Princeton beneath the monument to revolutionaries who marched through mud and blood for the promise that power would belong to the people, not kings. Washington's army did not win this battle because they had more soldiers or more weapons. They won because they outflanked the crown by believing that ordinary people could defy an empire. And in that spirit, that defiance is what brings all of us here today. Our titular policy we're fighting for is about making polluters pay and passing the Climate Superfund Act by the end of Murphy's term. It's simple. If a corporation has emitted more than 1 billion metric tons of greenhouse gases since 1995 and operated in the state of New Jersey, think Exxon, Phillips 66, Shell. They would owe a debt to the people they have harmed. They would pay into a resiliency fund that would rebuild homes knocked down by storms, reopen small businesses drowned by extreme rain, and repair roads and bridges that this administration refuses to fund, and support grid upgrades and cooling centers to protect our most vulnerable. This bill, co-sponsored by over 50 legislators, there's one here, had over 50 municipalities pass municipal resolutions. 2 counties will pull in $50 billion over 20 years, and it is a declaration that corporations don't get to profit from destruction. The same oligarchs that pushed the Trump administration to dismantle the Clean Air Act and Clean Water Act, the EPA, fast-track coal while building the Nessie frack gas pipeline through New Jersey, will be held directly responsible. They are the kings of our age, strong men who hide in gold towers. But patriots don't bow to profit, do we? You don't get to call yourself a conservative when your first act is to destroy the environment. You don't get to wave the flag in claim patriotism while ripping away Pell Grants from students, cutting 390,000 New Jerseyans from Medicaid, or villainizing trans youth because your only policy platform is hate. It is not conservatism, it is cruelty dressed up as tradition. We always talk about a call to action in advocacy, but today I turn that back on you. What is your call to action? What will you do in the days, months, years ahead to fight fascism? Because this battle won't be done by protests or slogans or waiting for someone else to save us. It will be done by organizing, it will be done by courage, and it will be done by solidarity. It will be won when you protect your neighbor, when you stand up for trans and immigrant friends, when you refuse to let despair numb you into science, when you don't stop even when the cameras are gone. In the time of darkness, you must be the light. You must carry forward that fire lit here in Princeton nearly 250 years ago when farmers, teachers, shopkeepers rose against an empire that obedience was their destiny. That this battle was never just about independence, it was about the eternal God-given truth that no king, no tyrant, no corporation is above the people. So when I say make polluters pay, I'm talking about defending that promise, about saying that freedom means accountability, that democracy means justice, and that the future belongs to those who do not kneel. During the Battle of Princeton, Washington turned to his men and said, "Parade with us, my brave fellows. There is but a handful of the enemy, and we shall have them directly." They fought not because they were certainty of victory, but they were refused submission. That is the energy we carry on now, not of subjugation, but of courage. We fight not with muskets, but with truth, not for a crown, but for a country worth believing in. And when history looks upon this moment, when it asks what we did when tyrants rose again, let it be said we stood our ground beneath this monument and declared once more that the American Revolution is unfinished. No kings, no dictators. Thank you. Yes, we can! Yes, we can! Yes, we can! Yes, we can!
Yes, we can. Yes, we excellent. Are you folks fired up out there? Well, we're running just a little bit ahead of time, so I want to invite you to join me for a chant or two before I call up our next speaker. This one goes, "No kings, no crowns." Say that with me. No kings, no crowns. We the people won't bow down. We the people won't bow down. We the people won't bow down. I feel very deeply about this. As I said, the people of Illinois, the people around the country are standing up. They're not standing back. And that's what we need to do, sisters and brothers. When I say we want, you respond with democracy. We want. Democracy. We want. Democracy. We want. Democracy. We want. Democracy. We insist on. Democracy. We insist on. Democracy. We stand up for. Democracy. We stand up for. Democracy. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let me get to my sheet here about who, oh yes, excellent speaker coming up next, and that is Ezra Rosenberg. He is the director of Appellate Advocacy for the ACLU of New Jersey, and by the way, I forgot to mention, ACLU of New Jersey is a partner in this rally. So let's give Ezra and ACLU a big hand.
Hello, Princeton. Just as an aside, I was really happy that there was a chant that separated the vigorous Gen Zer from me. Last time I spoke here, I mentioned the fact that I don't typically address rallies, I typically address judges. And while you want people in the rally to shout at you, you really don't typically want a judge to shout at you, unless the judge is saying, "You win." And today I'm here to shout at you, we are going to win this existential battle to save our democracy. And we at the ACLU and the ACLU of New Jersey have been fighting this battle day in and day out. We have filed literally dozens and dozens of suits against the authoritarian practices of this administration. And we have won some. We have won, upheld for now, the constitutionality of birthright citizenship. We have stopped the unconstitutional deportation of Mahmoud Khalil. But we've lost some. And we all know that this United States Supreme Court is a witting or unwitting enabler of this administration's authoritarian practices. It includes their awful decision on partisan gerrymandering, saying that even extreme partisan gerrymandering is beyond judicial review in federal courts, allowing elected officials to choose their voters rather than allowing voters to choose their elected officials. They have issued a decision that gives the President of the United States virtually total immunity, providing this president with carte blanche as he uses the Department of Justice as his plaything. And in their so-called shadow docket, which is a series of cases where they decide important issues without a full decision on the merits, they have allowed this president to terminate members of independent agencies, stripping the independence from those agencies. But you know, while the winning in the court of law is important, there's another court which is really important, and that's the court of public opinion, and that's the court that we're going to win in. And we're going to win there because we, the people, are going to win there. I actually and fervently believe that sooner rather than later, even the most ardent supporters of this administration are going to recognize that this would-be emperor has no clothes. That a president can forge peace abroad without killing democracy at home. That the path to a Nobel Peace Prize is not paved through the militarized streets of Portland, Chicago, or Washington. That when you try to strip academic freedom from our colleges and universities, you are stripping freedom from every one of us. That when you tell the Smithsonian Institution that they should stop explaining how bad slavery was, that he is diminishing the horrors of this country's original sin and perpetrating new sins. that when this president defies science and calls climate change a con job and tells women who are pregnant to tough it out, he is risking the lives of every person on this planet. That when this president denies the opportunity to immigrants to come to this country and forge a better life for themselves and their families, he is rejecting the heritage of every person in this country. And he is pulling the rug out from under the Statue of Liberty. And when this president decides to try to deport a man like Mahmoud Khalil simply because he disagrees with Mr. Khalil's expression of support for a Palestinian state, he is denying the First Amendment rights of every one of us. And when this president weaponizes the Department of Justice to prosecute people who have slighted him personally, he is erasing the word justice from the hallowed halls of that agency. And when this president responds to personal slights and political attacks with crass insults and sexual and sexist and racist memes, he is creating an environment in which I don't think any rational person would want their children raised in. But I believe that many, many people, even those who support him, are soon going to realize this. And the reason I do that is because I can feel it in the energy of this crowd. I can feel it in the energy of the crowds around the country. I can feel, 2 nights ago, I had the honor of listening to 17-year-old Yolanda Renee King, Martin Luther King's granddaughter. And I heard her speak about how she is helping to mobilize young people to social justice fights. And in the words of her grandfather, another reason I believe that we're going to prevail and prevail soon is because the arc of the moral universe points to justice. You know another reason? We live in New Jersey. We live in a state that can set an example for the rest of the country, as it has done for reproductive rights. It has done for reproductive rights. It has done for immigrant rights. Its Supreme Court has taken a more expansive position on First Amendment rights and Fourth Amendment rights. We're going to set an example for the rest of the country. And organizations like the ACLU and the ACLU of New Jersey are going to continue this fight. And you know what? We're going to fight, not only fight back, but we're going to fight forward. Because times of peril are times of opportunity. And I'm sure we have great friends out there who are honking. And we're even going to convince them, because we're going to take the opportunity to recreate a new nation, a nation where never again will there be the threat that our democracy will be placed as sacrifice on an altar of autocracy. And you know, I'm 75 years old, but I'm going to be there to celebrate with you our victory. So when I say we, will you respond, the people? We. 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 Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ezra. And while our musicians are going to give us some music in a moment, let me just lead us in one more chant as they're setting up. Now, my call is going to be no hate. Your response is no fear. And then together we'll both say, everyone is welcome here. No hate.
No fear.
Everyone is welcome here. No hate.
No fear.
Everyone is welcome here. No hate.
No fear.
Everyone is welcome here. And now I'm happy to welcome to share some good music with us, Ken Freeden and Chris Pauley. Let's give them a nice welcome.
Thank you, Princeton.
This first song is by Jesse Wells. If you don't know Jesse Wells, look into him. W-E-L-L-E-S. Writes a lot of very good topical songs right now. The first song is appropriately titled No Kings. And we would love it if you would join us in the second line of each verse, which is simply no kings, no kings, no kings. So sing along, or better yet, shout it out when we get there. Let's have a quick rehearsal here. No kings, no kings, no kings. So you try it. No kings, no kings, no kings. One more time. No kings, no kings, no kings. Here we go. No hatred, no violence, no starvation, and no greed. No kings, no kings, no kings. No lies and no bullets, no bombs and no need for kings. No kings, no kings. No walls and no judgments, no oppressions cowering. Two kings, no kings, no kings. Every color, every culture, every language, every creed, and no kings, no kings, no kings. No dying in the clutches, no dying underneath, and no kings, no kings, no kings. No more dying for the causes no one asked for, no one needs. No kings, no kings, no kings. One more time. No kings, no kings, no kings. One more. No kings, no kings, no kings. Thank you. Can I have a little more guitar? Sound person? Have you one more guitar? Just tell her more. Okay. Now, throughout history, just as it was nearly 249 years ago at our hallowed battlefield grounds just down the street a bit here, successful opposition to authoritarian regimes has required mass resistance movements of people whose personal interests are not necessarily fully aligned with each other, but who share the common goal of overcoming oppression, corruption, greed, and hate. Where today, a successful anti-MAGA movement will require not only the efforts of the so-called coastal progressive elites, but must also include and embrace the working class of America. So this song is a reminder of the plight of that working class and a call to action to make sure that they and their interests are included and recognized as we all stand up to this wannabe king. This is Who Will Stand Up, Who Will Stand with Us, Who Will Stand With Us, by Dropkick Murphys. Centuries in every country we faced the wrath and felt the pain of the tyrant's sword or the henchman's boot for another rich man's gain. In the endless quest for wealth and power, they stomp us down with great disdain beneath the false god's banner in the name of all that's vain. Through crime and crusades, our labor, it's been stolen. We've been robbed of our freedom. We've been held down and beholden to the bosses and the bankers who never gave their share of any blood, of any sweat, of any tears. Who'll stand with us? Don't tell us everything is fine. Who'll stand with us? Because this treatment is a crime. The working people fuel the engines. While you change the chains, we fight the wars and build the buildings for someone else's gain. So tell me, who will stand with us? And as time rolls on, not a single thing has changed. The wealth gap's only grown as we all point the blame. We're at the throats of one another, though we share a single fate. And the golden few laugh on and on as we all take the bait. Through crimes and crusades, our labor has been stolen. We've been robbed of our freedom. We are held down and beholden to the bosses and the bankers who never gave their share of any blood, of any sweat, of any tears. Who'll stand with us? Don't tell us everything is fine. Who'll stand with us? Because this treatment is a crime. The working people fuel the engines. While you chase the chain, we fight the wars and build the buildings for someone else's gain. So tell me, who will stand with us? Through crime and crusades, our labor has been stolen. We've been robbed of our freedom. We've been held down and beholden. Who'll stand with us? Don't tell us everything is fine. Who'll stand with us? Because this treatment is a crime. The working people fuel the engines. While you yank the chains, we fight the wars and build the buildings for someone else's gain. So tell me, who will stand with us? So tell me, who will stand with us? Thank you very much. Thanks for being here, everyone. Keep up the good fight. Thanks, Paulie.
Let's show some appreciation for that wonderful music. We stand up, we don't stand back. We stand up, we don't stand back. just like the people of Illinois are doing, just like we're doing here right now, and people all over this country are doing at the No Kings rallies. We are standing up. Now, I have been in full-time peacemaking ministry for almost 50 years, so I have talked to lots of rallies. I've been part of organizing them. I've been part of estimating the crowds that come. So I have a pretty good sense of things. I think right now, sisters and brothers, there are 5,000 of us here together saying, we stand up! We stand up! 5,000 strong! Let me introduce our next speaker now. Dave Schraeger is a founding member and currently president of Resistencia and Accion, formerly Unidad Latina. He was a founding member of Casa Freehold, another immigrant rights organization. He is a retired state worker and a shop steward with Communication Workers of America. He's also a longtime anti-war activist. Please help me welcome Dave Schraeger.
Buenas tardes. Good afternoon. Resistencia and Accion, New Jersey is based in Trenton and Princeton. We are an immigrant rights group, and our membership is multinational, multiracial, multigender, multireligious, straight, and LGBTQIA+. We are not a political party, and we don't care if you are a Republican or a Democrat. If you attack immigrants, we are not on the same side. It's as simple as that. We are proud to stand shoulder to shoulder with all of you on this No Kings Day to do our part to try to save what little remains of this admittedly imperfect democracy. We believe that the struggle for immigrant rights is the key to democracy itself. In her book, Strong Men, From Mussolini to the Present, Ruth Ben-Ghiat points out that both Hitler and Mussolini started out by attacking immigrants. We support racial equality, gender equality, LGBTQIA plus rights, the right to migrate, equality for people of all religions and nationalities, and equality of rights for all, regardless of immigration status. We support the rights of domestic workers, temporary workers, and day laborers, as well as labor unions and the rights of all workers to organize. We educate and organize immigrants to fight wage theft cases. Wage theft is a big issue among immigrant workers, even though state and federal wage and hour laws give the same protections to immigrants as to U.S. citizens for minimum wage, overtime, prevailing wage on public works projects, and the payment of wages. We oppose deportation. We say, ni una deportación más, not one more deportation. We started out in Hightstown as Unidad Latina and Accion in New Jersey in 2009. And starting during Obama's presidency, we rescued over 40 people from ICE detention centers and obtained their release through peaceful organizing and advocacy. About a year and a half or 2 years ago, we changed our name to Resistencia and Accion, New Jersey, which means Resistance and Action, New Jersey, because we actively resist Trump and the deportation machine. We have 87 volunteers in our rapid response team. 87 brave women and men who are trained by the ACLU as to how to legally confront and challenge ICE agents when they appear in our neighborhoods. If you would like to join our rapid response team, or if you spot ICE in your neighborhoods, please call our rapid response team at area code 640-466-2386. That's area code 640-466-2386. We answer and respond at all hours of the day. We have successfully chased ICE agents away because what they're doing is not legal. We shout out to announce their presence, the presence of ICE agents, so that nobody opens their doors. ICE tries to deceive people with what they call, quote, administrative warrants, unquote, that are not signed by a judge and do not name a defendant. These are not legal warrants. And I must add, I saw somebody on Facebook say, ICE isn't coming around because we have a close New Jersey governor's election. That is a bunch of BS. ICE agents are failing at arresting people because of rapid response teams. We are leading the fight against authoritarianism and fascism. It is of utmost importance, not only for immigrants, but for all of us, that we win this struggle against authoritarianism and fascism. This is a question of survival. We have no other choice. I'm happy to report that the borough of Princeton became the 14th municipality in New Jersey to endorse the Immigrant Trust Act. The New Jersey Immigrant Trust Act, Senate Bill S3672 and Assembly Bill A4987, is legislation that limits the involvement of state and local agencies and law enforcement with federal immigration enforcement. We have been struggling to stop local police from collaborating with ICE and terrorizing our immigrant communities for years. Immigration is federal law. Local police should not be involved in immigration actions. We want to make sure that all residents, regardless of immigration status, can access essential services such as health care, education, and legal assistance without fear of deportation, detention, or family separation. The act would create new data privacy protections and strengthen the separation between local law enforcement and federal immigration authorities. We're planning to attend a meeting this Tuesday on October 21st, 2025 at 5 p.m. at Trenton City Hall, 319 East State Street, 2nd floor, Trenton, New Jersey, to demand that the Trenton police stop collaborating with ICE. Please join us if you can. Since neither the politicians nor the courts are coming to the rescue, it is up to us. The U.S. Supreme Court has given ICE permission to engage in racial profiling. As we say, solo el pueblo salva el pueblo. Only the people can save the people. And finally, although domestic immigration policy is our main area, we also support each country's right to self-determination. And we are concerned about Democrats joining Republicans in a move to invade Venezuela. So, in closing, I say, Chinga la migra! Screw ICE! Deporting immigrants just ain't right. Impeach Trump and shut down ICE. No kings, not today, not ever!
No kings, no kings, no kings, no kings, no kings. Tell me what democracy looks like. Tell me what democracy looks like. Tell me what democracy looks like. I'm pleased now to introduce our next speaker, Milena Bimpong. She is an Environmental Justice Policy Associate with the New Jersey League of Conservation Voters. Milena.
What's up, Princeton? My name is Milena Bimpong, and I'm the Environmental Justice Policy Associate with the New Jersey League of Conservation Voters. I am also a lifelong resident of Mercer County, and this is the place that I am proud to call home. The U.S. Environmental Protection Agency defined environmental justice as the fair treatment and meaningful involvement of all people regardless of race, color, national origin, or income with respect to the development, implementation, and enforcement of environmental laws, regulation, and policies. Looking up this definition on the EPA's website is quite interesting. When you search for the EPA's environmental justice page, do you know what comes up? An archived page. There is a disclaimer on the top of the page that reads, "This is not the current EPA website. To navigate the current EPA website, please go to www.epa.gov. This website is historical material reflecting the EPA website as it existed on January 19th, 2021. This website is no longer updated and links to external websites, and some internal pages may not work." Yes, that's right. The Trump administration has reduced environmental justice to a relic of the past. When you go to the current EPA website, there is nothing about environmental justice. Zero. When President Trump took office, he issued executive orders to strike down environmental justice executive orders from previous administrations, to close down federal environmental justice offices, and to end environmental justice programs. This administration wants to pretend that environmental justice does not exist. That is the furthest thing from the truth. We will continue to fight tooth and nail for environmental justice. All communities deserve clean air, clean water, and a healthy environment. We cannot ignore the fact that low-income communities and communities of color bear the disproportionate impacts of climate change. Equity must be at the forefront of all environmental policies that are implemented. Environmental justice is not a dirty word. President Trump has also abused his power to further negatively impact the environment. With cuts to clean energy funding and fast-tracking dirty pipeline projects being just a couple of examples, this administration has blatantly attacked the progress that has been made to secure a clean energy future. Even right here in New Jersey, the Trump administration has backed the Williams-Transco Northeast Enhancement Supply Natural Gas Pipeline Project, also known as NESE. This pipeline project would bring fracked methane gas to Long Island, New York, and calls for a massive 2-engine gas-fired compressor station in Franklin, New Jersey, which would cut more than 23 miles through the Raritan Bay and connect to the Rockaway Lateral in the ocean off of Long Island. This pipeline project would bring harmful emissions to New Jersey's residents, and this administration does not care. Call the governor today and tell him to reject this dirty pipeline. In enacting bold environmental policies, the most powerful thing that we can do is vote. However, this administration is blatantly attacking our power to vote. Through putting up barriers to make it harder to vote, such as directing his allies to draw new congressional maps that work in his favor, our fundamental to free and fair elections is being threatened. We are going to stand up and fight back. When environmental justice is under attack, what do we do? When clean energy is under attack, what do we do? When voting rights are under attack, what do we do? Enough is enough. We have the power to stand up and fight back. It is now more important than ever to take action against this administration's threats to democracy. There's power in numbers. Look at how many of us are here today to fight for our democracy. If all of us here today go get one friend, one family member, or one neighbor to also join us in this fight, our power will grow even stronger. When you leave here today, get your loved ones and members of your community to join you in this fight. I'm sure that you've all heard the saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, then go together. But in this fight, going together is the only option to go fast and far. We are very powerful when we fight together. Let me be very clear. No thrones, no crowns, no kings. I will repeat myself one more time. No thrones, no crowns, no kings. Now you all repeat it for me one more time.
No thrones, no crowns, no kings.
Not today, not ever. Thank you all, and our fight will continue on.
I understand some in the back are having trouble hearing, so let's just do that full chant one or two more times with the ending, "We the people won't bow down." No kings. No crowns. We the people won't bow down. No kings. No crowns. We the people won't bow down. No kings. No crowns. We the people won't bow down. All right, I knew the good Lord gave me a preacher's voice for a reason. We are now going to invite Samuel Chawla-Rios. He is a nonviolence advocate with the Bayard Rustin Center. I'm honored to be on the board of that organization that fights for justice. It fights for equality for the LGBT community and others. Let's welcome Samuel.
You look beautiful. Before I get into it, I want to invite us all to take a deep, collective breath together to remind ourselves that we are here as community and we're not alone. We gather here today for several reasons. We gather to defend democracy. We gather because our planet is under siege by greed. We gather because our immigrant families are being torn apart inhumanely. And among countless other things, we also gather here because our queer communities, especially those that identify as trans, are under attack. Right now, this administration is pushing rhetoric and legislation that dehumanizes the queer community. Banning healthcare, erasing identities, fueling violence. A dear friend of mine said the following regarding the current political reality. Quote, "This administration has been devastating to the queer and trans community. We have had to scrape for hope, dignity, and our futures time and time again. This fight has never been over. It has only evolved into something different." End quote. This is our current reality. I want to take a moment right now to honor the grief that is in this space. If any of us here are holding on to any heaviness, to any grief, to any fear, to any anger, I invite you to raise your hand so we can all see each other. Look around. We are not alone. Now let's take another deep breath in. And this time as we exhale, let's let some of that weight be released into the air to be held by the community. You do not carry it alone. Our grief is real. Our anger is real. The danger we face is also real, but the greater danger is if we let others' hatred determine our future. Our anger, our fear, our grief, all of it is sacred. And I encourage us to really be in touch with that. I encourage us to take this well of emotion and transform it into powerful fuel for change. To transform it into connection. To transform it into care. To transform it into courage. We are not here just to resist. We're also here to build something beautiful. Imagine a world where every trans person is respected. Imagine a world where every queer person is accepted. Imagine a world where everyone is loved. Imagine a world where our communities care so deeply about each other that no one is left to face cruelty alone. That future is possible, and it begins with us here and now, and how we choose to show up for each other. I'm Sam. I'm here today on behalf of the Bayard Rustin Center for Social Justice. The Rustin Center is a safe space for the queer community and allies. It's a hub for activism, education, and care. If you need a place to find belonging, to take action, or to process your grief, stop by our safe space, which is open 7 days a week. We are here for each other. Our center's namesake, Bayard Rustin, was a queer black man and legendary organizer and civil rights activist. He once said, "The proof that one truly believes is in action." So I ask you today, do we truly believe that we can turn this country around? Do we truly believe in a better future? So what is our action? You know, unprecedented circumstances require unprecedented responses. Attending rallies and protests are all essential, but we need to continue to do more. If you haven't yet, I encourage every one of you to connect with someone in the queer community. Truly hear and understand these stories. Plug into local mutual aid and grassroots organizing. This is how we survive, and survival is resistance. Let's build the kind of networks of care that cruelty and intimidation cannot touch. Unprecedented circumstances require unprecedented responses. What if every time we heard the latest extraordinary actions of hatred on the news, we took a second to ground ourselves and then consider, how can I do something equally extraordinary to counter this? Now, to be very clear, I am not talking about responding with hate and with violence, but rather an extraordinary response of love and of giving and of connection. We cannot afford to continue doing the same things we've been doing day to day. So what does this look like? Hear me out. What if we choose to regularly give a chunk of our paychecks to communities and organizations that are on the front lines? What if we choose to radically give and share all of our resources? What if we choose to sacrifice even more of our personal time to volunteer for justice? What if we choose to intentionally learn about and connect to marginalized communities that we are not yet familiar with? Think about it. What is your extraordinary response of love? We are here to protest. We are here to call out injustice. But we are also here to practice the future that we long for. So let's carry that vision into every interaction, into every conversation, into every relationship. This is how we thrive. So if you've been wondering, what more can I do? This is your sign. Live extraordinary. Let's live extraordinary love, in extraordinary connection, and in extraordinary courage. Thank you. Love you all.
I think there's more preachers here than I realized. He was preaching about love, sisters and brothers. Hallelujah! That's the important thing. Okay, so I have some good news for you. We're going to have our final speaker next, And when was the last time you heard of a rally ending early instead of late? I think we're going to have that happen here. We got our final speaker, who I'll introduce momentarily, followed by a little music. I think we're going to be done before 4 o'clock. So please join me in welcoming State Senator Andrew Zwicker.
All right, folks, time to get fired up. Let me see those signs. Lift those signs high in the air. History has eyes on us. There are no kings. We are here to save democracy. Crowns are for clowns. No kings, no cons. We are pro-American. We are patriots. And we are against Trump and kings. And my personal favorite as a scientist, only a few of you will get, the omega sign means resistance. This is what democracy looks like. And right now, this scene is being repeated across thousands of cities with millions of people. We are all united by a single fundamental idea. That idea which began nearly 250 years ago in battlefields not far from where we are today. It was a rejection of kings, a rejection of strongmen. New Jersey. New Jersey is the state where they stood their ground at the Battle of Trenton, the Battle of Princeton, the Battle of Monmouth. They were farmers and shopkeepers and blacksmiths, and they had every reason to be cynical. They had every reason to believe that their fight was lost. But they held on to a belief that they were not subjects, they were citizens. A belief that a government should answer to the people and not the other way around. It was an ideal that power should come from us. Power comes from the people, and that our government should be guided by debate, by evidence, and by a shared set of human values. I stand in front of you to say the cynics are wrong. We are not as divided as they say, because for every person who has bent a knee, there are millions of us ready to stand tall and demand no kings. No kings. No kings. So let's be honest. Let's be honest about the moment we're in. It's exhausting. We watch the news, we scroll through our phone, and it's easy to feel a sense of despair when you see a free press being attacked, when the president acts as if he's above the rules of law, when the very foundation of our country seems to be cracking right in front of us. That feeling of exhaustion, of despair, of helplessness is not an accident. That is their political strategy. Because when good people believe that there is nothing we can do, the forces that want to dismantle our republic, they win. But I'm here today to remind each of us that over the course of the last 250 years, in struggle after struggle, there is only one simple, powerful conclusion. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. When we fight, we win. Now let me be crystal clear. When I say fight, I don't mean violence. I mean we don't fight. We're not going to fight with intimidation. We're not fighting with hate. We fight with our voices in a town square like we're doing today. We fight with our voices at the ballot box. We fight with facts against misinformation. And we fight by organizing, by persuading, and by showing up day after day for the hard, unglamorous, and deeply patriotic work of self-government. That is the fight that builds, and that is the fight that lasts. And those are the fights that we are winning. When the legitimacy of our elections was attacked nationally, we fought back right here in New Jersey and passed laws for early voting, accessing voting by mail, because when we fight, When we fight, when we fight, when the Supreme Court rolled back 50 years of precedents, we fought, we organized, we passed legislation that codified the right to choose into state law, building a firewall to protect reproductive freedom. Because when we fight, when we fight, when we fight, when those in D.C. turned away from science, putting lives at risk, we fought back with policy driven by evidence. We passed the strongest environmental justice law in this country to protect our most vulnerable communities, because when we fight, when we fight, when we fight, when ICE agents showed up in Princeton, we organized and we fight against these attacks on human rights and dignity. We support passage of the Immigrants Trust Act so that our immigrant friends, our neighbors, our co-workers know that they belong and that hate has no home in New Jersey. Because when we fight, when we fight, when we fight, these victories prove our power. But I know what you're thinking. That's great, but what can I do to fight that despair that I feel every day? And the answer is that there is work in front of us, and the work ahead of us is hope. Hope is not something you find, it's something you build. You build it by signing up to be a poll worker or to canvass for a candidate who shares your values. You build hope by subscribing to your local newspaper or donating to your local public television station. You build hope by showing up at a town council meeting, talking to a local representative about a public policy that's important to you. You build hope by serving on a local board, volunteering for a local charity, or just running for an office. You build hope by connecting with neighbors, friends, and taking care of each other with compassion. So look around, wherever you are right now. 5,000, 6,000, 7,000 people, whatever it might be. Look at the person to your left. Look at the person to your right. Look all around, because this is where hope comes from. It comes from all of us together. This is where hope lives. It's not a feeling. Hope is a choice. We stand here together, and we stand here united. We will not bow, we will not accept the ruler, and we will not surrender this republic to an authoritarian autocracy. We are the guardians of our democracy, and we will have no king but the people. And the next step in that work happens on November 4th. This gubernatorial election is our chance to decide if New Jersey continues to be a firewall for our rights and a laboratory for progress. The laws protecting our right to vote, defending a woman's right to choose, protecting our immigrant neighbors, and demanding environmental justice. These laws in New Jersey didn't just happen. The choice this year is whether we defend that progress or allow it to be dismantled. It's a choice between leaders who believe in science and facts or those who would ignore them. It's a choice between investing in our communities or turning our backs on the most vulnerable. This is where we prove once again that most important fact that we know, that when we fight, when we fight, when we fight, there are no kings, no kings, no kings, no kings. Together, united, the people will never be defeated. Thank you.
Okay, just a few closing remarks before we have some closing music. I want you all to not see this coming here today as a one-off kind of event or a one-off activity. We need you to stay involved. And I'm going to just mention a few ways we need you to be involved to win this fight, as Senator Zwicker just said. First of all and foremost, vote. Vote! Okay, New Jersey has one of only 2 statewide elections this year for governor, and it is important because it shows whether or not Trump and his MAGA people can win this race or whether we can defeat them, we need you, every one of you, to vote. I don't know about you, but I just filled out my mail-in ballot on Friday, and I'll tell you, when I took that to the mailbox to drop it in the mailbox, I felt a surge of power when I dropped that in the mailbox. That's what power looks like. Now, sisters and brothers, remember, yes, there have been some defeats at the ballot box over these recent years. But remember that in 2020, we voted Donald Trump out of office, and we can do it again. And we can vote to stop a yes Congress that's going to let him do whatever he wants. We need a different Congress. And the best way, the most important way we can make sure that happens is to vote. So be sure you vote, tell your friends to vote, tell your families to vote, tell everyone you can get your hands on. Vote by November 4th. Vote! Now, in addition to that, we have heard from some fantastic organizations up here, but I especially want to lift up the three that have helped organize this, 4 counting ACLU, and that is Indivisible. So if you're not already involved with Indivisible, great organization. Coalition for Peace Action. Our website is peacecoalition.org. You can find out all kinds of information. You can sign up to just get our free e-alerts, if that's as much as you want to do now, on the top right. Or you can sign up to become a member. That's even better. So Coalition for Peace Action, November 16th, you'll see on there we're having our 46th annual conference and multi-faith service for peace. Great place for you to show up. We all need to show up for each other. We need to show up for justice. We need to show up for truth. We need to show up for winning this struggle. And finally, call or email your members of Congress. Democracy requires us to be good voters and strong voters and reliable voters. But after that, we need to make sure that the people we elected to represent us hear what we have to urge them to do. We're their boss. They're our servants. So exercise that right and do it frequently. Do it frequently. We've had some real victories because we were willing to lobby. We need to do that together. And then the League of Conservation Voters, ACLU, there's a lot of great groups here. Now, the last thing I want to mention is volunteer your time and donations, and some of the great causes have been mentioned here, the immigrant advocates, the homelessness advocates, the food banks. All of those are important to sustain and survive. Surviving is winning, and we need to help everyone survive. Finally, before we have our closing music, as you leave, please stay off the streets. As you leave, you should be staying on the sidewalks, but don't leave yet, because we have some fantastic music we're going to close with right now.
You are not obligated to leave. You can stay for the closing music and build a little more community. This is a song I hope you'll help me with. It's called the No King's Day Song, subtitled, We Will Defend Democracy, to the tune of This Land Is Your Land by the great Woody Guthrie. And your part goes like this. We will defend democracy. We will defend democracy. Try that with me, okay? We will defend democracy. Here's some new lyrics written just for today. In 76, we defied a king. In 2025, we're letting freedom ring. Let's raise our voices to proudly sing. Come on, help me out. We will defend democracy. Everybody, we will defend democracy. Trump thinks he's royal, craves one-man rule, but we're not loyal, 'cause we refuse. Millions united will stop his coup. Everybody, come on. We will defend democracy. We will defend democracy. Everybody, you know this. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf of Mexico. We will defend democracy. We will defend democracy. From Chicago to Baltimore, Trump sending troops against the law. From the streets of Portland to Princeton, New Jersey, yay! We will defend democracy. Everybody, we will defend democracy. We the people will not comply with a would-be tyrant who thrives on lies. We band together, our power magnifies. Everybody, we will defend democracy. We will defend democracy. In 76, we fought a revolution. Now we fight for our Constitution. People power is our solution. We will defend democracy. We will defend democracy. Woody Guthrie's verse. Nobody living can ever stop us as we go marching our freedom highway. Nobody living can make us turn back. We will defend democracy. We will defend democracy. One more time, everybody. This land is your land. This land is my land. From California to the New York Island. From the Redwood Forest to the Gulf of Mexico. This land was made for you and me. This land was made for you and me. One more time. This land was made for you and me. We have an extra special surprise for you. We have two great women artists who are now going to come up and introduce themselves and share a song. And it's my honor to be here, and I just want to leave you with one thought. The only king I revere is Martin Luther King.
Thank you so much. Hey folks, don't forget that music has powered, totally powered, some of the most important things that we have accomplished in the last 65, 70 years, including the civil rights movement, including getting over with the Vietnam War. We need to use as much more music as we possibly can. And so here's a new song by Tom Paxton and myself. I'm Kathy Fink. This is Marcy Marks. So it goes like this. We're going to teach you the chorus. No kings here, not in my America. Sing that back. No kings here, America. Next to no kings here, not in my USA. Your turn. No kings here, not in my USA. Got no need for royalty. We believe in loyalty to what we call democracy. No kings here. Royalty, loyalty to what we call democracy. Now, got no need for royalty. We believe in loyalty to what we call democracy. No kings. Let's try the whole chorus together loud. No kings here, not in my America. No kings here, not in my USA. Got no need for royalty. We believe in loyalty to what we call democracy. No kings here. George Washington was president, not just once but twice. When they offered him a crown, he gave them this advice. Everybody! No kings here. Let me hear you. Not in my America. No kings here. Not in my USA. Got no need for royalty. We believe in loyalty to what we call democracy. No kings here. When Betsy Ross sewed up the flag, she found one thing was true. There was no need for purple. It was all red, white, and blue. Let me hear you. No kings here. Not in my America. No kings here. Not in my USA. Got no need for royalty. We believe in loyalty to what we call democracy. No kings here. We had a king once years ago, back in days of yore. He showed us what kings were like, and we showed him the door. No kings here, not in my America. No kings here, not in my USA. Got no need for royalty. We believe in loyalty to what we call democracy. No kings here. If you like this song and you want to share it around, it's on YouTube. Just look up Tom Paxton, No Kings Here. Share it around. We've also done a version that teaches people how to play the chords and sing along. You can keep on singing this song one more time. Here we go. No kings here, not in my America. No kings here, not in my USA. Got no need for royalty. We believe in loyalty to what we call democracy. No kings here. Thank you everybody for showing up. Now show up every single day until this nightmare is over. Hey, Princeton!
And that's the formal conclusion of our rally, but one person has come forward and would like to share a final song with you. And so if you would let us do that, it won't take but a minute. You could either do it here or
here.
Yeah, this is
Hello. Thanks. I just wrote this a while ago. It's 10 words. If you can't sing, go ahead and speak it. But first, I'd like to say from my heart, I love America. Yes. Yes. We are here because we love America. Yes. That's why we're here. We love America. Okay. America doesn't want a king. We must protect our liberty. Okay, ready? America doesn't want a king. We must protect our liberty. I can't hear you. America doesn't want a king. We must protect our liberty. Second verse. Americans hate tyranny. We must protect our liberty. Americans hate tyranny. We must protect our liberty. Americans hate tyranny. We must protect our liberty. I love America. Thank you. Thanks, Bob. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
So again, we thank you for being here, for standing up together with us, and please stay involved. We'd love to see you again soon. Have a good rest of your evening, and when you get home, tell everybody you see, I stood with 5,000 people today for no kings. God bless you.